this is the breakthrough. He's already singing positive things, right? There, it's with that good energy. What was his name? The one that sings good energy. He did a mix with him, and now he's thrown out a whole album where there's more positive information in there, like singing positivity into yourself, but it is not with an affirmation style, if that makes sense. It doesn't
Yeah.
have that style. So it's like, this is where I feel, me personally, right? This is me. I am a music um geek. Like, I feel this is where the breakthrough is at. This is where you can launch in and be one of the pioneers, que tú eres Latina.
Yeah. And I feel like there's so much more forgiving over there too. Like, I don't know, they're just so much more open and it's not like, oh my God, you're aging out of the industry like it is over here. Over there, it's like you can be killing it. Like, look at Celia Cruz and like, all these people just being fabulous till the day they die. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I'm saying. This is the thing with the industry. We're trying to infiltrate it so we can break it down and build it ourselves.
Yep. And I feel like that's kind of why I used to get bummed. I was like, why didn't I make it in my 20s or early teens like everybody else seems to be? And
You
it's like,
weren't
because
meant
I
to do
was the
that. It's
one
now.
I wasn't meant to. Yeah. I was
It's
meant
now.
because I have an insatiable desire to make everything come true and I will never give up on it ever. So it needed someone like me to be the one to be like, look, you don't have to give up on your dreams in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. There's a lady named Angela Alvarez. She won Best New Artist in the Latin Music Awards at 95 years old. I was like, yes!
You saw that? You
Hear
saw
me.
that? That's yes. Yes. So
So
since
cool.
you were very, very small, you knew that you wanted to sing.
Oh yeah, there's pictures of me when I'm like 2 years old. It's all I've ever wanted to do. I couldn't think of anything else. But as you start to get older and things don't work out as they should, you start to let fear set in. And so I did give up on it at one point and tried to get a normal career. But that's the thing about your calling is it'll keep calling you until you answer.
Until
So
you
I had to,
answer.
I had to answer.
And you are married, right?
I am. I've been with my husband for 20 years.
What?
Yes.
Yes. And how is he? Is he supportive with your
Oh, yeah.
artistry?
Big time. So we work in my business together full time.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so he comes
Talk
to all
about
my
that for a
shows.
little bit. I know that you got your business. That's what I was telling the girls.
Yeah.
Talk
Yeah,
about
so
it.
we've worked together in business. I left corporate America in 2009. We started a business together. It was my backup career. So we worked in that together and then we transitioned into my music career together. So we've worked together as entrepreneurs for 16 years. So yeah,
60.
we got it down now.
Nice, nice, nice. And you do spiritual guidance, and I know you do some of this stuff. So what do we do besides singing? I know that you're not just a singer.
No, yeah. So it's funny because I've always loved the like storytelling. I mean, that's where my songs come from is my personal experiences, and I love connecting with people and hearing what their passions are and where they're at on their journey. And so that's why I created the Discord that I have, and we have like people can put their goals in there and what they're working on, so we can cheer each other on. I do body doubling, so I'm at my computer every day working on my goals. I'm like, come work with me if you can't find the time or motivation then come here. Like my camera's on, like we're working side by side. No audio, so we're not like yapping all day. So I have all these things, and so my husband and I decided to bottle up everything that we do together, and we are creating a course together that we're launching that helps you walk in your purpose, push past those fears, all of that. And so that's going to be launching probably in a couple of months. But right now, I have a free report that's on my website. If people are like they know they're meant for more, but they're not sure how to utilize their skills and their innate abilities, I have on my website is a free report that helps you tap into all of that. And from
Okay.
that is the
Guys,
course
you
coming
heard
out.
that, right? You heard that. I am always looking for better ways because I feel like we all operate different and we all need different tools.
Oh yeah.
Um, we all need very different tools. You see, like the way I healed is very peculiar. I'm gonna tell you because it was me. It was me all the time. I was guided with me. Me told me what I needed to do. I couldn't reach out to anyone, and it was supposed to be done that way, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But again, the way I process things is not the same way others process things, right? I am a person that you tell me something and it planted a seed in me, and that's it. I'm diving in deep.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
dive in and I drown myself in it until I'm able to tear it apart. I am that driven. It's crazy. And I keep telling myself that I am
Ooh,
crazy.
I feel like we may be similar in that sense. So when you get the report, we haven't hooked it up yet, but it's gonna be you're gonna be put in certain houses. So I'm humming, or no, I'm Songbird House, but there's different houses, and you sound very similar to me as far as the drive, like in the focus. That when you put your mind on something, like it's hard to rip yourself away from it. That you
It's hard. I don't know.
just
Like and it's like I am like Stred Han on it, and sometimes Divine tells me you gotta slow the fuck down, right? You
yeah
gotta slow down. Slow
yeah
down.
yeah
And that and I feel like that came from not being too rooted, not being rooted because you have to be rooted. So the drive should be there, but you shouldn't be impulsive.
right. Or let it take over to your detriment. I've had that happen to me before, where it's like you're not taking care of the rest of the vessel.
The
And
rest of the rest of us. Oh, my
yeah.
chicken. I say oh my chicken
Oh,
all the
I love
time.
that. That's a cool
Yeah,
chicken.
oh my chicken is my thing. It's a story behind the oh my chicken. I've been saying it for many years. I have four children, and
Oh, I love that.
they're adults, girl. They're all adults. I'm a grandma. I got three grandkids. I'm old. I'm
What?
53. Okay, I'm 53. Right. I ain't no spring chicken. Okay, I am not a
More like a grandma.
that's what my daughter's mother-in-law calls me. She was like, "You're the grandma," and I was like, "I will forever be the grandma." No, why do I have to look like a grandma? Why?
Yeah. I love that so much. Yes, I feel like so this thing came out on TMZ where J Lo celebrated her 50th birthday and it was a themed party and everybody dressed up like Bridgerton or something. And TMZ
Yes.
was like ripping her apart, like, "You're 50 years old. Why are you having a themed party? Like that's
Who
for young
cares?
kids." And I'm like, "What? Like
Who
what at what
cares?
age are we supposed to lose our whimsy and fun?" Like I despise that. So when I see like people killing it at all ages, like all the accounts I follow so many like 50, 60, 70 year olds, like just
Yo, there's
gorgeous.
one that I follow that she's like 60 something years old, and this lady kills it dancing.
Yes. Oh,
I'm
she's
like,
on the Broadway,
yo.
right? She's trying to go on Broadway. Is that the one you're talking about with short
And
hair?
that she has the big hair and she's
Oh,
very
okay.
thin. She's African American, right? I don't want to say it like that, but she is African American or she is Moorish. I prefer using word Moorish, right? She's Moorish, but she is beautiful. When she put her age, she's almost 70, and the lady be dropping it like it's hot. And I'd be like, yo, that's gonna be me. I'm
Yes.
aspiring to be like that.
Yes. Those are my favorite accounts. And I feel like we're the wave of that. Like we're the ones that are gonna be like pushing all that. Like I hate it when people feel like, "Oh, it's too late. Oh,
Oh, it's never too late.
it's
Look at
never
me.
too late to
It's
show
never
up for
too
your
late. Look at
calling."
me. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I feel like it's never too late. I never, I feel like, look at my, it's, people say it's never too late to go for what you desire, right? But then we have so many people going after degrees, right? Doesn't matter what age. Everybody goes out for a degree nowadays.
Yep.
Um, so what is it? What's wrong with you wanting to create something that you enjoy doing? It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter as long as you do it. 95 years old and she got the Grammy.
First Grammy for Best New Artist. So precious. She is like my spirit animal, I think. And what's really interesting, so I got to go to the Grammy dress rehearsal recently, these
I know
past
you did. I want you to talk to me about
yeah, it
that.
was so amazing. I've never seen the Grammys from that angle before. I've been on the front end before, and it's funny because in my career, I've been told from like executives that you smile too much. You need to look like you're important and like all this stuff. And it was something that like haunted me for a little while, but I'm never gonna stop smiling. And so when I
No,
made it to the Grammys, I was like floor level, and I was all up in that camera like through the whole event, and I was just like smiling my ass off all over the place.
that would be me.
It just reminded me of that. But so I got to see the dress rehearsal for the first time, which was so cool to be able to see all the artists with no makeup on, just like in work mode, like how the cameras were getting set up because they have to go through the whole event from start to finish to like figure out the camera angles and stuff. So like I'd be sitting in like where Taylor Swift would be sitting. They need people in
Okay.
the so they can like
Yeah, yeah,
understand what
yeah.
to do. So it was just, and then so when I was there, it was like a sign. First of all, it felt normal. I'm like, I belong here. Like I'm here to like figure out how I'm gonna do my walk when my time comes. Like that's why I'm here. And then on the screen in that moment when I was thinking about that was Angela Alvarez, the one who won the Grammy at 95 years old, because she just passed away unfortunately. But the
Oh,
fact that she was there with me, like keep it up, like. I hope I'm at 95. It's okay by the time I win my first Grammy,
we're
but
not putting that out there. Why are we saying, if you say, I hope I'm not, you know that the universe will bring that right back because that's the energy. No, we're not
you're
doing
right. You're right.
that. Yeah, we're not doing that. I am very, 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 very stickler about it. Let me tell you, I have
Yeah.
learned very much, not even in joke, to say something that I know it can come back. We're not
Yeah.
doing that because you're getting your Grammy. You're
Yes.
getting your Grammy.
I am. And that's why I was there in the dress rehearsal so I could
Yes.
see like, okay, I can meet Bob the camera operator. I can like see everything and how it's going down and like be ready for my moment. So it was just really cool to see it from behind the scenes
You're
and
very young though. You're
I'm
not
40.
you don't even look 40, girl.
Well, actually 41. So yeah, I'm just like rolling with 40, but yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
just stay in the 40s, girl. Why? I'm in the
Yeah.
50s. I just turned
Yeah.
53 to
Beautiful. Love
53.
that for you.
And I'm like, I don't even feel it. I don't know, like for the last couple of years since I went into this deep awakening and all of this, I haven't celebrated a birthday, so I feel like I am still 48 or 49. I don't know, whatever. I stopped celebrating. Not
It's
that I
a or like Mariah Carey says, it's her anniversary
You know
instead of
what?
her.
I want to say that. I think I'm with Mariah. I love
Yeah.
Mariah. She's one of my favorite singers,
Or it's
actually.
like leveling up. You're at the next level because, like in a video game, the higher your level is, it's like it's prestigious, it's better. You're more equipped to take on the game. So we're leveling up. We're at that next level.
You know what? You said something about a video game, and I say it. I the moment that I figured out what this is, right? The world, what humanity, and what we are. I told my children this is a fucking video game.
Yeah.
In a video game. We have to reach levels, and you guys, and they're looking at me like, Mom went bonkers. Mom is complete. They always thought that I was bonkers because I always talked to them about conspiracy theories and the food and all this stuff. And they would look at me as kids and be like, Mom's crazy. She's just crazy. They would say I was crazy. Now they think I'm bonkers. And I look at them and I laugh and I was like, it's okay. Your mom is okay. I was like, I know what I'm talking about. And I was like, and it's very true though.
Yeah.
That's, it's
I
very
fully
true.
believe that. I'm in a manifestation course right now that's called The World is a Simulation. And I love that title. And it's so true. It's like once you understand that, you can start playing the game, with a lighter heart.
I feel like first I'm gonna say something, Audrey. I don't say understand, and I'm gonna plant a seed in you. Don't ever say understand.
Understand?
Yeah, it's understand. You're not under anyone. You're not above anyone. I'm not above you. I'm not under you. We understand. And the moment that you start saying that word, and I'm gonna plant it, I want you to try using it. Use it. Use
You know,
it.
it's funny because in my bio, I call myself an entertainer and not an entertainer.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Inner.
totally.
When you start saying inner stand, you start giving your soul more power. You'll
Yeah,
feel it. You'll feel it. You'll start feeling inside of you how different your soul starts to react and different things. You understand. I understand. It sounds, I know people look at me when I'm saying understand like I'm crazy, but I will plant the seed. And you choose if you want to use it or not. But it
yeah.
does give you power. Your soul takes power. Someone gave me that and I ran with it.
Love it. Yeah, words are magic. That's why they call it spelling, right?
Yeah, spellings. I'm getting a call. Spelling, spell words, right? Spell words. Words are spells. And I've learned that very, very, very harshly. It's spells. That's why I listen to your music. That's why I listen to all these music.
When did you start shifting and realize like with music and all that stuff and like, go from
I'm going to tell you, I realized that when I started my journey, when I did my Reiki class, right, I was already on crystals, I was already doing essences, and then I went to heal my relationship with my mom. That's where I was at that given moment in time, and I was searching, and I'm doing a lot of affirmations. It gets a little bit redundant that you keep having to tell yourself affirmations. Well, I was tearing myself down. So when I hopped on here on TikTok, and I started to see all of these people that were singing these. It was only 1 minute, right? The 1 minute videos. But I was finding all of these songs and I was just creating a playlist for myself on my YouTube because I would find you here and then I would go on YouTube and I was like, oh, they got it on YouTube. And I created this whole playlist where I would just sit and work with the playlist. That's it. So that I would sing these songs constantly because I like the beats. The beats pump me up. And when I started to hear the messages, it was like I used it to reprogram my brain because I knew I needed to do that. Okay, that's what I did. It's to reprogram your brain. You keep saying it and saying it and saying it and saying it until your brain freaking believes it and it matches up with your heart. And that's it.
Have you seen the video of your brain creating new pathways? It's all over TikTok. It's the cutest thing. It's exactly what you're talking about, and they have footage of it. Like every
I
time your
want to
brain
see it now. I
starts
haven't
with-
seen it.
Yeah, I posted a video on it too, and under the positive science tab in my thing.
Okay,
So
I'm
every
gonna go get it.
time
I'm gonna
you
go.
like
I'm gonna
a
take.
thing,
Yes, I was looking at your YouTube page and it says positive science, and I was like, oh snap, she has science stuff here. Okay,
yeah,
I was literally just looking at all of your I pull up the whole page. And I'm looking
yeah,
at how you have it set up, and I was like, "Oh snap! Oh, now I can go through the bottom part here and
yeah.
see what she had." Yeah, because I saw that. I saw that your
I've been
science stuff.
on YouTube since 2009 making videos, so there's a whole world on there. But my declared major in college was biotechnology. I love science. My whole family is science people. I dropped out of college to pursue music, obviously, but I love science. So now I apply it to the science of positivity and mindset and stuff. But when I saw that video, it's exactly what you're saying, and that's why affirmations work because your brain might be like this and it's like, oh, negative, negative, negative. But when you start doing affirmations, it starts going like this and then shifts over here. And then the more you use it, then it connects and boom, now you're a positive person. And it's like, you just go there now. And it's on video and it's the cutest thing ever.
I'm gonna look at the video. I want to see it because I remember like 8 years ago, I was with a person, was a karmic, and I looked at him and I told him he was watching something that was about pyramid those pyramid things where you sign up with, let's say, like Amway, right?
Yeah, oh, like a pyramid scheme. I was thinking, I'm like, okay, we're in Egypt, pyramids. Oh no, the
Oh,
pyramid.
I didn't want. I saw that you went all the way there. That's why I had to say Amway so that you could come
Okay.
back to where I'm going at. But he was listening to something that was a mindset. It was a mindset coach, right? He was saying something, and what he said, these girls are crazy. What he said was, he said something that did something to me. Like literally, it did bing. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? I know there's a way that we are able to reprogram our brains. And he looked at me in that moment and he said, what the fuck are you talking about? You're crazy. And I was like, no, I know that there's a way for us to reprogram our brains. I feel that, and I told him this day sitting there, I feel that we keep a lot of things here, but we think so negatively, but there's ways of reprogramming this brain. And he made fun of it. Obviously, he was a karmic, right? But I always knew. I always knew. And I feel like that's why I've always told everyone I'm not a Reiki master. Absolutely not. I use the Reiki for your emotional so that you can release. The part of reprogramming, it's 2 steps. It's releasing, and then now we got to reprogram so it doesn't go back. And you need a lot of tools for that. And the fastest, I'm going to say it, the fastest tool is listening to the music.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's so important. I got to a point in my journey where it's like I could not repeat certain lyrics that I used to listen to growing up. And I'm like, this is not right. This is not right.
You're sounding like me. Like I could listen to the old songs that I used to listen to, right? And I can like a little piece of it, and then
Yeah.
it shifts, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to sing that, and I
Yeah.
don't want to sing that, right? And it's like I don't know, like I can't do it anymore. I just
Let me
can't.
know if you have any songs you want me to rewrite because that's why I got into rewrites because I love the beats and like I love the flow of the lyrics and I love rap. I grew up on rap like Bone Thugs and Harmony, Snoop
Girl,
Dogg.
I love the way you rap too. I
Oh,
love it. I love
that's me.
it.
It means so much because I literally, when I was younger in VHS tapes or whatever, like a Bone Thugs and Harmony video would come on, I would record it and then I would play it and I'd have notebooks. You know how their lyrics are crazy. I'd have notebooks of their lyrics so I could just practice it. I loved it, but I never thought I would rap publicly. I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't go there. And so like kind of just like for fun, I was like, let me just do this publicly. And then people seem to love it. And then my first rap song I ever released publicly, Good Good Energy, that little rap break that I have that claiming in now. This is the season I will prosper. That's the my first big check that I got from a big company. ESPN picked up that song for some sports and
Nice.
paid me thousands and played that rap section, and I was like, okay, like I guess that's where it's at. So yeah, I'm keeping that up for sure. I'm so glad.
I feel like you didn't I like the way you rap. I'm gonna tell you, I really do. I feel like it's very, and I'm getting chills as I'm telling you that. So this is where I feel like that's where you need to head into, and I want you mira, niña, no, tú sabes, a mí mis ancestros no me mienten. Es por ahí que tú tienes que irte.
Okay,
Por ahí es que
I'll,
tú te... Y en español, tírala en español para que tú veas. Tírala en
okay.
español. Yo la quiero en español. Tú ahora vas a maquinar eso. You're gonna sit there.
Maybe I can get with you to because I'm not
Yes!
as fluent as you are. So maybe I can get with you and like send you some ideas and some lyrics, and maybe we can come up with something together. And I give you credit on it, of course, too. And that would
We
be
can do
cool.
that. We can definitely do that. I want it in Spanish. I know that you can do it. I love the way you rap. It's like, and if you bring that in within Spanish, I feel like my Latin culture, right? Our Latin culture is in dire need. I know Puerto Ricans are. I lived in Puerto Rico, so we are in dire need of new music where we are able to reprogram this brain where it's catchy, the rhythm, and with the frequencies, obviously. But there's got to be something in Spanish because in English, you guys are, it's blown up. It's like that's all I listen to. I have a
Yeah.
huge playlist. It's
It's huge now. I was floored. TikTok is when I realized that others were out there doing this too. Like my first album I came out with in 2013, it was called The Awakening. It was
Yeah, she
about
is. You're on Apple Music, right,
I
Audrey?
am. Yes, Audrey Callahan everywhere on Apple Music. Um,
Spotify. She's
yeah.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, guys. She's everywhere.
Yeah, so coming up in the industry, they're like, you can't talk about mindset and manifestations in your music. Like, that's not going to sell. And so, I made my way away from the mainstream industry, did what I wanted to do anyway. And then when I got on TikTok, I was like, oh, Lord, like, there's so many more beautiful souls doing this. Like, heck yes. My husband at first was like, man, like, people are beating you to the punch. I'm like, no, it's not about that. It's like, it's about, I'm glad. Like, the more the merrier. We need this to get out there. So, yeah, now maybe
It's
time
a
for me
whole
to.
genre. What's the name of the genre?
Um, it's like high vibe, I guess. At the Grammys, technically they call it new age.
New
Like
age?
if you were to win a Grammy for the type of music we do, it would be new age, yeah.
It would be new age era.
They call it. Yeah, but I would love to create a new because they don't really accept pop beats in that genre. So I want a new category and I'm gonna fight for one that's like high vibe or something. Where
I
they
feel
can
like
accept
the new age doesn't sound like high vibe to me. Like I feel like it's two different things. I feel like new age is, I don't know, where it doesn't sound, I always called it high vibe music. It's a high vibe. That's what we
that's what I
call it.
call it too. Yeah. But as far as the genre out in the world, I don't think there is one. And because I want to win a Grammy for High Vibe, the only one I could technically apply for is New Age because it says it's music that's focused on healing, which is, what my stuff does as well. But they focus on more like meditation, stuff like that
Yeah.
because it's pop, they're like, if it's tuned to the right frequency, it makes it a little more viable. But they're still on the fence
Oh,
about it.
no, you know what we're doing? We're creating a new
New
genre.
genre. Yeah.
It's a new genre. It's because that new age, that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of what I listen to on YouTube when I'm doing my spiritual baths and all of these things.
Meditation bowls and like
Yeah,
that.
my meditation things. And we're not there 24/7. I want to be a human too and enjoy my life. Right? Because not that I do not enjoy being meditative. I could stay in that state forever. But at the end of the day, you're here to enjoy life and it's a whole new genre. This is a whole new genre. This is what
It
I keep
is.
telling everyone. This is a whole new genre. that for some reason no one wants to take it on, but I am. I want to
Yeah.
get all of these high vibe artists, and I want to do interview by interview,
I
and I want
love that.
that's what I'm doing.
Heck
That's my
yes.
goal. That's my ultimate goal because I saw it from the first day that I came on TikTok. I was like,
When
this
did
is
you come on?
2022.
Okay, yeah.
I've been
That's
here
awesome.
a while, girl. Let me tell you.
Same. I came on in 2020.
No, I came on in 2020, but I didn't do absolutely nothing with the app. I was so
Yeah.
scared. I was so
Yeah.
scared with this app. I could not even in face with it. And then
Yeah.
eventually I ended up just coming here. And you know what? I do not regret it. I have met the most authentic people on this app. I have met beautiful souls. I have learned so much from everyone that I follow. I love learning, and they taught me so much. And it was a
Yeah.
huge support system for me as I was tearing down my walls. Like this app, not that I like the functionality half of the times, right? Because of things, whatever, how this app wants to function when it chooses, right? But the people are real. The
Yeah.
people are real. And that's the part that I liked. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. The communities that have been built, everyone has built a community, and that is beautiful.
I know. Ah, I feel the same. Look, even just Kimmy just said just downloaded 2 albums of hers. Thank you, Kimmy. That's so beautiful. What's
That's
Kimmy's
my girl.
bio?
Those are my girls. These are
Oh, and
my
I'm
soul
following you
tribe.
back.
Soul tribe, right? They are just like so beyond. There's a great group of females, man. I specialize in guiding you to heal, and that's it. And then you go on your merry way. And I want you to be happy because that's what I
Yes.
want. Is people to be happy. That's follow your dreams and follow what you desire, and don't allow others to tell you what you should do with your
Yeah.
life. Don't allow others to make you feel that you shouldn't do what you desire. Why? Because they don't want it?
Yeah, it's people are just it's so funny and I take it as like I'm cool, like it's a personal challenge of mine. Like I don't know if you heard the story of how I ended up on a TikTok live with Timbaland from like Justin Timberlake, you know, Nelly Furtado, Timbaland. He does
Okay.
these listening sessions with artists and they're always like thousands of people are waiting. And so like I clicked on it once and it's like thousands of people. I'm like, ah, forget it. And then some other random day he was live and I was like, what's going on? I clicked on it. There was only 6 people waiting at that time. And right after I joined, it was thousands. And I was sixth in line. And I was like, no way, he's going to talk to me in like a moment. So I'm running around trying to find what song I want to play. I'm like, what's going on? And like in the middle of it, then boom, you're live. He's like, how's it going? And I'm like, hi. I have this song to show you. It's a new genre. Like I make Afro music. I was so excited, so happy. He plays it and then he's like, nah. He stops it. He's like, no, no, no. And then he starts just like, it was not a good call and it went south. And it was the first time I had a panic attack ever, live in front of thousands of people. Like normally I'm like, I love talking with people. The bigger the crowd, the better. But I think something reminded me of like being in the industry in the past when I got turned down a lot for the type of music I wanted to make. And so it just all came flooding back and like my voice started to shake and like people in the comments were like, man, this girl, da da da, and like all this stuff. And then he was like, and how old are you? And I was like, at the time I was like 38 or something. He's like, nah. He's like, that's you can't have a front facing career in music at that age. Like you need to work behind the scenes for other artists. Like saying this live in front of everybody. I was like, what? And like because I was kind of panicking, I just like was like, you know, polite and got off the phone. Like I didn't make a big stink about it. And then of course when I'm off of the call, then I'm like, I should have said this and I should have said that and all this stuff. Anyway, I fueled it into a song. So my song Supernova is where that came from. Like the opening line is like, sick and tired of being sugary sweet. I'm not the girl you used to know. Like I'm stepping into my power. And then my songs ended up going viral on TikTok, you know, as you've seen with like millions of fans
Yes.
that came over from that live, which I loved, other women. And they were like, I can't believe you said that to you. And I love your music. And so, you know, the people that needed to see it saw it and it's all good. But that's how a lot of the industry is and in general people. And so I take it as a personal honor to be on the front lines of saying, screw that. Like we're going to make it anyway. Like we're gonna make this world what we want it to be, and that's the thing of the past. And so I'm
I feel
honored.
like to be able to infiltrate the industry in itself, right? We already know what's wrong with it. We already know what's wrong with the industry. We already know. We all know what's wrong with this industry. So you have to have a thick
Capital
armor,
K at the
right?
end.
Right? Like I call it the spiritual armor, right? You have
Yes.
to have that. And I am getting goosebumps as I'm saying that. You have to have that thick armor. And I think Divine was preparing you for that at that moment. At that moment that that happened, that was a preparation for you to sit back and say, you know what? Not when you thought about it, when you went home, you were like, "Fuck! I should have said this. I should have said that. I should have said that." Would have been me, right? Because that would have,
Give
I
me
would have
power.
felt like, because it's been kind of intimidating, right? You kind of were intimidated because he's an artist that's very well known,
Yeah.
but at the same time, he's as human as we are, and he's a
I
douchebag,
know. It was
total
weird. I've
douchebag,
never
total
had
douchebag.
Yeah, I've never had that reaction before. I've never felt like I did on that call before. It was the strangest thing. So I think you're right. I think something was coming through me. It was like pushing up against, like,
It's pushing up against an emotion that you had within inside of you of some type of unworthiness, I'm going to say. It was feeling that you were not worthy enough to be in this live with this person. And that unworthiness that you still had within inside of you was projected towards him, and he brought it back in. He saw it, he felt it, so he threw it out. You know, like the mirroring effect and the projections. That energy was still there, but with the sole intent to make you realize that that's what's holding you back.
hmm yes, you are spot on. Because after that, I did a lot of things after that. And one of them was talking with my mindset coach. And exactly what you said was it. Like, there's still a part of me that wasn't healed yet from what happened in the industry. I thought it was, but so yes, I've been doing the work, and it's like we're always a work in progress,
We're always working. We're always
working on my
working.
masterpiece.
Yes, you are the masterpiece. You
Yeah.
are the masterpiece. You definitely are. I find that very, you see, I always say your skin has to be very your soul. And I don't even want to say skin anymore because I used to say that a long time ago. I feel like your soul has to be very, very in tune to be able to navigate in such evilness because there's a lot of evil in that industry. We all know it. We've seen it. It's all come to light. Um, so it's like you're such a pure body of soul, of light, right? You have this pureness, this lightness that shines. Because let me tell you, you do have it. You have this lightness, this aura. So when you step into these rooms, you know these demons are going to twitch. You're going to bring them out. And you
Yes.
have to be able to navigate in that industry where you see these demons and they absolutely have no power over you anymore. There's no doubt, there's no worth, there's no doubt, no unworthiness. None of these emotions are there anymore. So it's a repellent that you're able to walk to. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, Divine, for some reason with you today, Divine, I know that our connection is more than just this because of the amount of time that I've been following you and I've been dying to talk to you. And it's that you are on your path, but that thickness, that's where you're going to be tested at every time.
hmm Yeah, and all the readings and different charts and things that I do, it always comes back to that. I'm in the chapter of that. So in as soon as I can like really settle
Audrey's
into
probably
that,
like, when did she find this out? Why is she telling me all this? I guess your ancestors are kind of reminding it, but yes,
yeah.
you're getting ready. I'm gonna tell you, you are getting ready. You're about there. You're about to blow the fuck up more, okay? Because you have blown up. I'm just feeling like you're literally quite around the corner to where you want to be at, where you have been manifesting to be at. You really are. I see
Literal chills. It's the weirdest thing on this
it.
hobby of mine because I've given up a few times in the past, but the first time I gave up and I started a web design company, my first client that I was sitting there with, my husband went to the bathroom and as soon as he left, she grabbed my hand. She's like, "Can I tell you something?" She had no idea that I wanted to be a singer. I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're gonna make it in music, just not in the way that you think." And I was like, "What?" She's like, I'm psychic. I haven't told anybody that. I was there to build her a travel website. But she's like, I just had to tell you that. I'm like, okay. And like three other times in my life, like almost at every decade, someone will come out of left wing at the gym. Someone came up to me. She's like, I wasn't going to be here today because my car broke down, but something made me come here. Now I know why. I have a message for you. Can I tell you? I'm sorry. I know this is so weird. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you're closer than you think. Don't give up. And I was like,
I'm seeing
okay.
it.
Like, and that happened. So you're the fourth now, and I've been at this
And I
for a
want to tell
while.
you the number four is protection. You're there.
Oh,
Yeah, the fourth person. Ooh, I got chills too, just as I
I
said that.
know that's so
You're
true.
so protected, Audrey. You're so protected. You are, it was that challenge I think that you had to go through. It's not a challenge. I say it's building that thickness for you,
Yeah,
that thickness for you to finally, blessings on blessings, insatiable. It is that thickness that you need to be able to walk into these places because you're already there.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
being
It's like
able
in
to
the
stand there
yeah, it's like in
with
the
this
video game.
armor of white and purple light around you. I already see you, girl.
Ooh,
Standing there with your white and purple light armor, and anything that has been sending to you is just going to repel. That's what they're gearing you up for, so that you can walk in that manner. Because it is a very evil business. I know it is.
yeah, and
And
it's like
others have suffered so much. The human race has
oh
suffered there too. They've been out, they've been tricked, and then they end up selling, and all of the things that happen within this industry. But there's so many talent out there that I was like, we can make our own industry, and we just did.
I know, right? How exciting! Oh my gosh, that's what I saw with TikTok and my first viral video for the affirmation song. Like just coming on here and just singing affirmations and suddenly your tribe appears. I'm like, okay, here we go. Like I've been at it forever outside of TikTok, but as soon as TikTok came around, something about the algorithm, I don't know, times are changing. I feel like we're all finding our people here, which is
I feel like everybody's looking for a better way. Everybody's tired of living the way that we've been living. Everybody's tired of feeling disgusting inside and tired of the sadness and the survival. And we're tired. I feel like the humanity is completely tired because I was also shocked with how many people are looking for this
yeah.
are interested in reprogramming their brains, interested in betting themselves, in moving forward, and aligning and vibrating in this high vibration. I am beyond happy with the way I see it. And we have a whole big bunch of new awakenings that just happened, right? Because now finally people are awakening to what they're seeing in their reality with what's going on in the US of A, right?
Yeah.
So we have all these new awakeners that have awoken, right? Now they're coming to our channels, right? Because now
Yeah.
it's true. It's
They need
true.
an outlet. Yeah.
It's true. The mask has come down for those that did. So it's a massive awakening in many sections and areas of the world in itself and in different sectors of the lives, like the artistry, like in churches, like in very different aspects with the politics that's going on. And people do not know that we are very strategically placed. We have very we have different souls placed in different places strategically for strategic things because we said we were going to do this. We were going to come in and flip it.
I believe that too. I'm always talking about that. How like even they even say like your worst enemy on earth is your best friend up there because no one would be willing to put you through those challenges like someone who loves you. So for your soul's growth, they're like, I'll, hurt you or all this, like, mentally or whatever. Like I'll challenge you on earth because I love you so your soul can grow. And so, yeah, I think about that all the time
I
about
feel,
how,
I feel like
yeah,
I see the new earth. I see it coming. I do see it. I've been seeing it for a long time, and I don't focus on what I see, like what I observe, right? Because I don't absorb it. I know that what's happening has to happen, but I see it. I see it. I see you at the Grammys. I do see you standing in that stage. I
right.
just got chills even when I said that.
Same. Oh my God.
I'm not, I you see like one thing about me, Audrey, is I never lie. I've never been able to. Yes, I've done some lies, here and there, but lie, no. It's like no. I had to lie to get jobs, right, to be able to take care of my kids, and I don't give a fuck. I will say that anywhere. I
Yeah.
lied about a lot of things to get jobs, and
Yeah.
and
Everyone
it
had to.
wasn't jobs, it was careers. I had careers because I knew what I was doing anyway. I didn't need a degree to do it. I was more humane than anybody that I saw in the social services fields. I was the most compassionate and empathetic
Oh, you
person
do
that
social services. I could totally
I
see
did
that.
I did DCF, ex felons, and welfare reform system.
I love that.
I loved it. Ex felons was my favorite. DCF was really good. I did teenagers because nobody wanted them, and it was
Beautiful.
beautiful for me. They still write to me.
Oh my gosh. Love
They
that.
do. And ex
Were you,
felons too.
did you get into Reiki after all of that
Yeah.
or
After
yeah?
after
Wow.
way after, let me tell you, way after. My mom, normally tells me now that I always knew. I told her, and yeah, I figured it out that I always knew because I go back into my conversations that I would say, and they would tell me to shut up. They would say, "What do you? That's not like that, Kathy. Don't say that." And I was like, "Yes, it is. Where did you read that at?" And I'm knowledgeable. That's the thing. I just have wisdom. I have wisdom. I've had wisdom for the longest time, and I didn't believe that I was right because everybody kept telling me that I was wrong. But then Reiki told me that I was, right? Reiki told me, yes, you're not crazy. You're not crazy. The things that I see, I'm a medium. I'm also yeah, my grandmother was a medium. I'm a medium. I don't medium though. I didn't, well, I can hear, but you're not coming in me.
Is it like not a good experience? You don't, it's not something you want to experience.
Girl, I was seeing dead people since I was like 3 years old. I do not want to see dead people. No, thank you. I don't want to see who you are. You can speak to me. You can speak to me. I don't have a problem with that, right? You can speak. I do see shadows, and now I'm okay with the shadows, but it was horrible when I was growing up. It was horrible. I felt like I was in a horror flick my entire life, like day in, day out, day in, day out. I would see things and I would ask. My grandma she was, again, she knew she was a medium, and she would say, Kathy, don't be afraid. But how you tell a 3 year old, 4 year old not to be afraid when you're seeing dead people standing around your bed and all these people wanting to talk to you? And I'm like, what? I'm a child. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And, but now I figured it out. She was right though. She says, Kathy, you don't have to fear the dead. Is the living that you have to fear, not the dead. And she was absolutely right. She's like, the dead just come to give you a message. And I was like, well, I don't want any message, Grandma.
Oh my God. Yeah, that sounds frightening.
That was me growing up, right? So, but for the most part, I feel like I've always known. I always known that I was on my journey. I've always given myself time after my relationships to see where I can better myself and accept the flaws that I had in those relationships. I've always done that. I've always done that. It's so crazy. I would be, and today I look at it like you did the same thing, but you went deeper.
Hmm.
I did the same thing, but I just went real deep,
Hmm.
like real deep into the root of it all, like the root
Yeah.
of my own traumas and my own perceptions. And I went very deep. I felt like I dove when they told me that I can heal seven lineages forward and seven back.
Yeah.
When the competitors, the divers, the divers, that's
Uh-huh.
literally what I did. When somebody said seven, I said, what? I can heal my mom and my children. I looked at that thing and I ran and I did that. I did a deep dive. And it felt exactly as that, as when you jump from how many, whatever feet you jump from.
I love
And then
that.
I kept saying, you're crazy. Why did you do that?
Because you got to make your way through all the aspects. Why be here and just play around and on the surface?
I don't know, girl. Let me tell
Go
you.
deep.
I don't know. That was the way I chose to do it, right? Because I already had that plan, and this was the way it was supposed to be done. and my chickens, because I say oh my chicken all the time.
Oh, I noticed that. I was like, did she say chicken? Like,
Yes, I'm gonna tell you, I say oh my chicken because I sent my children to Christian camp, which I should have not done, but it was the one that I was able to send them to with a grant. And I wanted them to go to camp so they can have the experience because I never had. So I sent them to camp and I sent them to Christian camp. It was their first camp. And my second born came back telling me I couldn't say, oh my God. I couldn't say, oh my goodness. And I couldn't say any of these words because it was saying the Lord's name in vain. And I was like, well, then what the fuck are we going to say? Because we all have a potty mouth. I'm from New York. Who cares? I didn't even care that my kids swore at the age of
yeah.
years. Again, everybody does it. I didn't see it a big deal. And then he was like, Mom, well, I don't know. And I was like, well. And then my daughter's like, my oldest son comes in. He's like, what are we having? Are we having chicken tonight? And I was like, oh, how about if we say, oh, my chicken?
I love
And it stayed. And they don't say it. Absolutely don't say it. But it stayed with me. I worked in corporate America. So that was another thing. In corporate America, you cannot say, oh, my God, either. If you
yeah.
say, oh my God, or oh my goodness, they also reprimand you in many types of positions that you held. You can't even mention God, which for me was beyond. So, but
Right.
anyway, so mine is oh my chicken. So I just stayed with oh my chicken, oh my chicken, oh my chicken, and I say it all the time. And that's why, I don't know, it just stayed with me. I find it very funny.
You work with people one on one now? Or are you mainly just, yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. Like I do one-on-one spiritual guidance. I do one-on-one Reiki healings, intuitive reads. The spiritual guidance is the one that I enjoy the most because I'm able to sit down with you and I can tell you where the moment you speak, I know where to guide you to go wherever you're stuck at because sometimes we do get stuck and we get stagnant and we don't know where is it that why is it that I'm not moving from this position? I'm thinking I'm grasping it, but there's something still. So it's more of that diving deep,
Yeah.
going deep, that deepness that you have to go deep, deep, deep. It's a bit more deeper sometimes. It's not that superficial. It really is not. It's very deep. I do that. I have fun with
Be
it.
careful for the deep dives.
Yes, let me tell you, I do it all the time. It's interesting, right? I do have a soul. I feel like it's very hard for the human mind to comprehend that you are the one that solemnly creates your chaos with how you think, with what you're holding here is what you're sending out, and that's why your life is chaotic because you created here. It's not created from here, it's actually created from here, from your brain, from what you're thinking. Your brain is what creates your reality. Your heart shoots it up. But we were taught to use this verse and then come down to this. En español nos decían, no pienses con tu corazón, piensa con la cabeza. You know, the
Yeah.
Latinos, that was a saying, and that was the worst one. That was the worst thing. You're supposed to think with your heart, and then it allows the brain to process it in a way that you bring it into your fruition because your brain is your projection. Through that, through this, your heart is what you desire, bring it up, and then project it. But if your brain is convoluted with all of those thoughts, then that's all you're projecting. It
Right.
stops here. It stays here, what you desire. It stays here.
Yeah. There's a phrase from Wayne Dyer that I always love that was when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at begin to change.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Yes, I felt that. I felt that. Yes, that's a beautiful one. Well, I got chills and everything. It's true. When you
Yeah. And
change
same
the
with
way you see things.
yeah, things you look at begin to change. And then he also had another one where you were talking about, I feel like it's similar. He gives the analogy of an orange. Like when you squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice, because that's what's inside. Apple juice doesn't come out, whatever. Like when you're squeezed, what comes out of you is what's inside. So what comes out when you're under stress or pressure and it's hate and it's anger and it's judgment, it's because that's what's inside of you. So
Yeah.
pay attention to what comes out when you're in those moments, and yeah, work on that. So what comes out is,
I
love,
feel you.
optimism.
I feel like what comes out and what stays in too,
Yeah.
right? What, because some people like to mask and don't say anything how they feel, but they keep it inside. It's even worse. I prefer for you to crash out, crash out,
Yeah.
crash
Oh my
out,
God. That's
like
where that
really
line in my
crash
song came
out.
from. That was keeping the peace starts with the peace within myself. Because I used to be a people pleaser for sure. And it took a lot for me to speak up for myself and to, have boundaries and all that. But
Me
now it's
too.
like, I just look at it from a place of love. Like in the past, it was like, you feel like, oh, you're going to step on toes, you're going to accept someone, you're going to whatever. But it's like, it's not about that. It's just come from a place of love at all times, and you can do no wrong. Like,
It's like the affirmation. Oh, that's another thing. I did my affirmation cards. Remember, I told you I was going to do them.
oh, cool.
I did. They're affirmation oracle, crystal healing
Oh,
oracle
that's
cards, and their names are "Fuck the Matrix."
oh
But
my
I
god,
did
I
them
love that.
myself. I figured out how to do them. I became a graphic designer. Let me tell you.
Love it.
Yes, and I did this,
Are those
and I
on your
did also
website?
started designing my T-shirts and my clothing line. Remember, I spoke to you about that. So
Love that. So are those available on your website, like in your
yeah,
bio link?
they're available in Spanish and in English, and they actually come with the crystal healing oils that I create as well. It comes with a crystal healing oil so that you wear it. The aromatherapy is also for healing. It's the oil that I wear for the last 4 years, and it assists with the affirmations because it is an affirmation. And it does come with the booklet of the introductions, how the instructions of how to use them and how to activate the properties of the crystals and how you make the crystal work for you. For so, because it's if you don't know how to use the crystal, why we have it, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
feel like just I know how to activate them, so that's what I use to heal, right? I use all these properties, so the instructions tell you how to like activate the property of the crystal, use the crystal, and how to use it so that it actually helps you in absorbing that energy out of your body, because that's what the crystal does. It absorbs it, and then it deposits what it's missing into that chakra system. That's what the crystals do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm obsessed. I love crystals. I have them everywhere. I have them by my bath. I have them for, I do some distance Reiki. My best friend is a Reiki master as well, so she gives me distance Reiki, so I have them for that. And then there was this shungite that I use right by my computer because before I used to like my eyes would get blurry and be kind of crazy because I'm at the desk all the time. I got this shungite, put it between me. I used to like have a shungite crown that I would wear like while I'm working on the computer, like no problems anymore. I'm like,
You know where else you get it? I have on all of my electronics. I have even the sticker.
yes, I need to get some of those.
I got the stickers all over because I work. I think I used the last one. I get the stickers because I put them on my laptop. I put it on the monitors. I put it on the microwave. I stick it on top of the thing of the microwave. And
Yeah.
on the air fryer, you can stick it on the outside of the air fryers like that. So it
Oh,
takes all of the electronics and it's Chungite sticker. On your TVs, you can put it on the back of the TV. Like they're amazing on your cell phones. Like I have it on my cell phone. I have it on my laptop. Like I don't play with that anymore.
no,
I found once you do Reiki, you learn about the eons and the negative and the positive eons, and we spend more time in positive eons, which is not what we need. We need the negative ones, which is the outdoors ones, like the sun,
yeah,
the sound of the water, cascades and
yeah.
oceans.
Yeah, there's the blue zones where people live the longest in the world, and all of the locations are near water, salt water, more specifically.
I'm
So
telling you.
I'll
And
get
you
you
are
some
from
of those.
Cali, right? You're in,
I
no,
am San
Cali, right?
Diego.
Cali.
Yeah.
How's Cali doing? How are you handling the fires over there?
So I'm in San Diego County. I'm super East County, like in the
Okay.
mountains, south near the Mexican border. So the fires didn't hit me, thank
Okay.
God.
Thank
But we
God.
are in that kind of, climate.
Yeah.
But we have a fire hydrant on our property. I'm on 10 acres.
I know you
Um,
had told me that the other time.
yeah, I love it.
Are you still thinking of doing the healing center there? The
I don't know if we'll have it on our property. My husband was
Yeah,
like, maybe we should
I
bunch of strangers to like know where we live. So we'll see. We're it's still up in that's where I'm headed though. Like I really love traveling. I love being on the road. So yeah, we're putting
have you
together.
thought about spiritual? I'm going to talk to you. Have you thought about spiritual retreats?
Yeah, we've thought about them here. We were this close till we had a glamping tent person who was ready to put tents on our property for free for a cut of it. But again, just having so
No, you
many
don't
people.
want anything in your property. I get it. Neither do I. I
But
don't.
yeah, spiritual retreats for sure. I think my focus right now, I've been doing a lot of personal development events because I am very entrepreneurial. It's like a big part of me. I love seeing people launch passion projects and heart centered businesses. And so I've been teaming up with a lot of personal development events. So I have like a bunch booked next month. A lot of women's events for Women's Month. Women are my heart and soul. So seeing them launch their businesses is so exciting for me. So I do performances for those events, and
You're
then
doing
also
them? Okay, okay, okay. That's what I was literally thinking.
like I love the spiritual community. Obviously, they're my heart and soul too. I feel like a lot of them are close and they know and like they get the music right away. When I bring it to these personal development events, they haven't quite heard anything like it yet, but they
What you're doing, I know exactly what you're doing, girl. It's
yeah
perfect because you got to bring it out there. You gotta, you. We like it. We enjoy it already. This is
yeah
already done. You can't stay stuck only on the people that enjoy it. You're trying to get the ones that don't know about it, because
yeah
these are the ones that we want the brains to get reprogrammed too, right? And they I feel like music is always word of mouth too, for a reason. It's like, oh, have you listened to this? Boom, here, catch, listen to this, right? So the more people know about it, the more it spreads.
yes yes. So yeah, I mean, I would love to do bigger and bigger things and even like team up with a bunch of us and go have events out in the desert. Absolutely, for sure. Spiritually driven, love that community. Yeah, as my like main thing right now is I'm doing the personal development events, but I'm down to
Personal
see
development
anywhere.
events are they're phenomenal though. Those are
I love
because
them.
it's personal development.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
personal development that you're doing. That's the same thing. I feel like anything that has to do with developing you and making you better
Yeah.
is perfect. It's like if you're going to and especially females that are wanting to do their own entrepreneurships, and these are like what do you call these supportive groups.
Yes. Yes. Like like the supportive networking groups, the things like that. Like
Yes, where you learn. It's you learn a lot.
and I feel like starting your own business is one of the most spiritual things you could ever do. You have to go through so much growth and transformation. And like you
Tell me
said,
about
big
it.
self belief,
Tell me
manifesting
about it.
the abundance that you desire. Like it's like
Tell me about it.
spirituality 101. So, yes,
Tell me about it, girl.
I do
Tell me
spiritual
about it.
events in the business world. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's just presented differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
Exactly.
it's just presented very differently. It's the same thing, but presented differently. The verbiages that are used, everything, it's very different. I've gone to these women development thing. This is where I heard a lot of things that I would say, I know you can reprogram your brain. It's absolutely possible. When I used to do all these trainings, I used to do a lot of things like this. And I was like, it's possible. It is absolutely possible. And that's why my brain was clicking. Every time I would go to these things, it would click and I would be like, you see, I know there's something. But again, me with my insecurities again, I went to so many and I always knew that I was meant to build something for myself, that I wasn't meant to be in the matrix. I was miserable all the time. And I knew that I needed to build something for myself, but I just didn't know how or where, and I would get scared and I would
Yeah.
think I wouldn't prosper or that I would be good enough for it, right? Or that I had or that I was smart, to be honest with you. It was all about because of a comparison my mom did with me and my sister. She got straight A's, I got B's. And it wasn't just the comparison, it was the comparison and what I was told that I wasn't smart enough. And it stayed with me since I was third grade.
Oh.
So I just never really, I was like, oh,
You
well,
know, speaking of that, my favorite thing about my husband, I'm gonna out him a little bit here. because I feel like people are with you a lot. They think maybe I'm not smart enough. He never graduated high school. Like the biggest degree he has is his kindergarten degree, and he kept it. And I'm like, put that on your wall, because at this point in our lives, we've both built two six-figure businesses together, and we've been entrepreneurs for 16 years. But he never graduated high school, and I'm like, I love that. Like,
Let me tell you, my twin flame, when I met him, was the same thing. He didn't graduate high school, and he is very, very, I don't even like to say how well off financially. He built his own thing, and at the age of 16, and he went and he did it. And I was like, and all I kept, it was the weirdest twin flame journey, right? Because I kept reaching out because I just wanted to pick his brain too. Like I was like, how do you do it? What did you do? And I did pick his brain as much as he allowed me to. And he gave me a lot of pointers that helped, that steered me into where I am today. And I'm so grateful. I'm not with my twin flame, just to let you know. It's just but a journey, right? And he,
season our lifetime.
yeah, he geared me into this. He told me what I needed to do. And the thing was that I told him exactly what I wanted to build back then. And I would have thought he would have looked at me like I was crazy, but he didn't. He absolutely did not, because it had to do with spirituality and all of this stuff that I'm doing. And he looked at me and he told me, well, you got to do this and this and this and this. And I was like, I was waiting for him to say, like, are you crazy or something like that, like somebody else would have done, but he did not.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
it. Lisa said he graduated life school. Yes, I love
That
that.
he
Life
graduated
school.
life school. Yes, he did. He graduated life school. He definitely did.
Love
And
it.
that's what I told him. And I was like, he was like, oh, I don't have a degree. And I was like, who cares? I was like, but how do you do it? That's all I care about. I never think of people without degrees less intelligent. I feel like sometimes if you want to go for a degree, go for it. My
Yeah.
sister has one. She's a teacher, but I don't feel like anyone that doesn't have a degree is not smart enough to do what they want to do. I've been doing it my entire life. I've done everything I wanted to do career wise. I've done it. And
Okay.
it's like, I've done it. And that's what my mom used to be like, what do you mean you're switching from there to there? You don't even have experience. And I was like, because I want to, mom.
Yeah.
I would tell her because I want to. That's what I want to do now, and I know I'm gonna get it. And that was it. And I would get the careers all the time. And she would be like, Kathy, but you don't have experience in that. Mom, I don't care, but I don't want to do this anymore. I'm bored. I want to do
Yeah.
this. I would get bored with jobs. So
Life is
bored.
meant to be enjoyed.
And I would
Follow
switch.
the excitement.
And I would move, and I would get hired, and everybody would be so shocked in my family, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing it. Who cares? I learned. I got training. They trained me there.
Yeah.
The job trains you.
Yeah.
No one should be unemployed. Fake a freaking degree. Like seriously.
My
Seriously.
first
Everybody
waitressing
can
job.
do it. I
My
feel
first
like
waitressing job, I lied to get it and said I had been a waitress before and never done it. Have you ever been a waitress?
never.
I feel like it's something that you probably shouldn't lie about because it is more complicated than you might think. Like the computer system and like keeping track of tables, like it's crazy. And it was a busy, like Coyote Ugly style restaurant where it was like crazy cocktails at like downtown. And they gave it to me. I was like, oh shit. But you learn. I learned. Like I figured it out. Like I would, on my breaks, I'd go mess with the computer while everyone else is working. Like I would figure it out. So yeah, resourcefulness is your greatest resource, is
Let
one
me tell
thing.
you. Like I
Yeah.
would that was me though. I would all the careers that I had, I would go in, I would see their job description, I would fix it, and then I will create my own job description with my own words, and then I will put it in there, and I would go to my interview, and I knew what I was speaking about because I've done it before. So I researched what your position is about. Not that I had done it before. I would research what your position is about, and I would ace the interview, and I would go there, and then I would sit on the computer, and I was like, "Bitch, now you got to figure it out, right?"
Oh
And
my
I
God.
would play with the computer until I figured. I learned how to do my Microsoft Excel sheets. I never took a course for that. I learned that on my own, playing with it at work
Yeah.
because I had to
Yeah.
do one, right?
Yeah.
Word, all of it, everything on the computer, I have learned not because I went and took a course. It's because I've sat on it and I've figured it out and played with it.
Yeah.
That's the way I learn.
Resourcefulness is your greatest resource.
That's the way I learn. Everybody, I did that with every job with every career that I got. I would go there. With the social working one, it was different. That I enjoyed the trainings of them. The trainings were amazing because it helped me with my traumas.
Ooh, love that.
It helped me so much with my traumas. The training that they gave as I sat there the entire time taking these trainings, I would always say, "Oh my God, this reminds me of me. This is why I act the way I act. That makes effing sense." I would say, "That's why you think the way you do, Kathy." Like I would sit in these trainings. I would be so woke sitting there and just paying attention and it wasn't even for the cases that I was handling, it was for me.
Wow.
It was for me. I was like, well, that makes sense. So then you can probably fix that doing this. I would talk to myself in my trainings.
Oh my God, I love that.
It helped me
Yeah,
so much.
it's wonderful that when the work you do can also heal you while you're doing it. That's
Oh, let me tell you.
beautiful symbiotic relationship.
Yep, that's a symbiotic relationship. That definitely was, let me tell you. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed that. But I enjoy what I do now most.
Yeah.
I do. It's more in depth, it's more one on one, and it's more holistic. And it's like I do take all of the experiences that I have utilized in my life with the people that I work with to help them because it's the way that I did it with myself. And I see the progress, and that makes me happy. That
Yeah.
is truly what makes me happy when you start to see people being able to understand and validate themselves, being able to validate what you went through, and being able to move forward, move through it, right? Because we tend to stay with things. I feel like we are very traumatic, um, and females, for the most part, are the hardest ones. We tend to hold on to things longer than we should.
Hmm.
We think I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure that one out because I was one and I knew that and I would always say it. We hold on to trauma more than men do. I've worked with men very closely and it's easier with men.
Interesting.
Yes, men are more open. When they are looking for that help, they're like heads on. That masculine driven thing,
Yeah.
that masculine driven energy, they really are. It's when I worked with the ex-felons, I was shocked with the stories and things they would tell me and how open they were. I was like, oh my God. You
Yeah,
know,
but it's funny. My husband's like that. Like he'll talk so openly to anyone who'll listen about like his deepest, darkest, whatever, and he's like, whatever, like, and let it go. Whereas like something that I've experienced, I'm like, maybe I don't need to
let's talk about it. You see what I
like
tell
we're
you?
at a party, like maybe I don't need to go there. Like
You're
and like
right.
when I like unveil, you have those moments in your relationship. We've been together forever. Where it's like, okay, let's air out everything that has ever like been an issue for us, or trauma, or like something we're embarrassed about, or whatever. And like we let it all out there, and something that I was insecure about. He's like, seriously, like you were holding on to that for this long, like So I get that. That's funny that men, I guess, are a little more.
They're very different. I enjoyed it so much. It was a time in my life that um, I got to see a I got to see the side of a man that was painful, right? Because I had gone through painful relationships with men,
Yeah.
douchebags, right? But working with men, I got to see the reason as to why many of them would be the way that they were.
Hmm.
Counseling them, sitting with them, and seeing their stories and their backgrounds and what happened to them. Because it's easy for me to know what could happen to us as
Yeah.
females, right? It's a
Yeah.
matter of understanding what could happen to a man that would bring them to such things, right?
Yeah.
It's been ugly, let me tell you, it's been ugly for them too. And that helped me like just understand men in themselves. I was like, I've always known that we were from Venus and they were from Mars. I
Yeah.
always used to say that when I was like 12 years old, 13 years old. I was like, we're from Venus and men are from Mars. And my grandma would laugh. She would think it was funny. I was like, but it's true. We are. We're different. We're similar, but we're very different. The way they process things, We're more emotional. We
Yeah.
are very emotional. Men, they um they push it down, which is worse.
Yeah.
They suppress their feelings. They suppress it. That's why they end up being, narcissists or whatever. They suppress it. They were taught to suppress it. The machismo. Men
Yeah.
cannot feel. Men cannot cry. Men cannot. Men cannot. Men just have to be men and rigid, and they have no feelings. And
Yeah.
that's part of their traumas with the men in general. But they were great. And I'm not saying all of them, right? Because you cannot, it's the same thing as spirituality. You plant a seed and you let it go. You're not here to save the world. I'm here to save myself. That's what I tell everyone. I am not here to save the world. I'm not here to save no one. I'm here to save me.
Yeah.
If you want to come along the ride, that's great. And if we resonate, that's awesome. But
Yeah.
we're not for everyone either. I'm not a $100 bill either. It is what it is. But it is doable. You're able to reprogram that brain. It happens to, I felt they were very easy, like to set goals with, achievable goals. They were very driven. The ones that want to change, again,
Yeah.
they did their work. They did their work. They took their therapy.
Hmm.
They were very honest. I'm gonna tell you, like I don't know if it was because it was me, right? I don't know if it was because it was me, but and at the same time, they always told me that I was the only person that ever really cared. That was another thing.
Wow.
They never found anyone that had cared in the system so much as I did for them to get the services and what they needed.
That's huge.
So I
You were
think,
in the right place at the right time during that time in your life for sure.
oh yeah, I did. It was so rewarding. It was very rewarding to give back. I said I needed to give back, and I gave back in that time. I quit a really good job for that, a really good career, because I felt it in my soul that I needed to give back to the
Yeah.
community. And I did it there, and I keep doing it now too. Now
Yeah.
I'm,
I've had that experience too where it's like you can be making all the money in the world, but it doesn't equate to happiness. I've left all kinds of things behind to do my thing to where I'm happy, True
yeah,
happiness.
you have to. That's called being detached.
Yeah.
You have to have detachment because you don't want to spend 30 years at a job that you're miserable. Why?
Hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
You're killing yourself.
Yeah.
You're killing yourself. You're literally killing yourself. If you're miserable at your job, find something else that you like, that you enjoy, that you're going to be happy doing day in, day out. That is something I told my children when I was raising them. You got to find something that you like, that you're going to be doing day in and day out. Because I'm not going to do it for you. So you got
Yeah.
to pick it yourselves. And every time wasn't happy at a place, I would find what I wanted to do that I was happy with.
Mhm.
That's it. Not, I'm not saying that I wasn't feared,
Yeah.
because fear is what keeps you back. My fear was what caterpillared me to do it. I was like, I challenged it. I would jump, and I'll be so scared. I'll be so scared every time I would do it. I'll be like, oh my God, am I doing the right thing?
I know. Yeah. I feel you. There's been so many times like hand shaking scared, but it's like
If it
your
doesn't scare
soul
you,
knows. Huh?
if it doesn't scare you, you're not dreaming high enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what is it? Fear is like either face everything and run like towards it,
Yes.
or false emotions appearing real. I love those.
Ooh, false emotion appearing real.
Appearing real.
I like that
Me
one.
too.
I
Yeah.
like that one because it's so true.
Yeah.
False emotions, feeling. I'm writing that down. Wait a
Oh
minute.
yes, write it down.
I like that. False emotions appearing like they're real. That's so true because you feel them like if they're real, but they're not. They're false.
Hi, Shorty. Shorty agrees. She says, "Yeah, me too." She likes that one.
Yep. You too, Shorty.
Awesome. Well, I do need to get to my next thing. We're like, yeah, we won't be for an hour and a half. Yeah, right. Like it was our
Yep.
first time meeting. We got to do it. But this was amazing. Thank you so much for instigating this and for doing what you're doing with these interviews with the high vibe artists and all that and the Reiki that you do with like my whole day is made every time I see you do anything with one of my songs. It's so beautiful. I feel it. I watch it like on loop So thank you for
I
everything that you do.
love it.
And I hope I
Thank
get
you
to
so
see
much.
you
I love you so
in
much, man.
person. My plan is to travel a ton with my music this year and beyond. So I hope to make it to the East Coast, New York, right? Is where you're at?
Florida.
In Florida. Okay. Okay, okay. We have some family in Florida. We go there
You
sometimes.
told me you had family in
Yeah.
Florida. I'm originally from
Yeah.
New York, but I'm here. I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida now. I've been here for 11 years now. I love it here.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you know when I'm in Florida
Let
next.
me know, Audrey. Let me know. Thank you so much. It's been such an honor to have you on my channel. Thank you for accepting it. You're such a
Aw,
beautiful soul. I'm gonna keep watching you. I know I'm gonna see you somewhere.
I love it. Okay, well, love you a long time, and I'll
Love
talk to you
you.
soon.
Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Look her up on Spotify, guys. Thank you so much, guys. What do you? It was such an amazing energy exchange. I love Audrey. She's so beautiful. Look her up on Spotify, guys. I am gonna let you guys go because I think we already did like how many? Yeah, an hour and a half. We went to the full hour and a half. Thank you so thank you so much, Soul Tribe, for being here. I did you guys enjoy it? Why does it look like it froze? Oh, okay. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. I'm gonna be on tonight at 8, okay? 8 tonight. Oh, Aurelia. I'll be back on tonight at 8, okay? And we can just have a divine rest of your day. See you guys later, all right? I love you guys. Blessings on blessings, man.